that have an electrical circuit in your body according to Melchizedek. And if you cleanse these electrical circuits at the beginning, then you develop an energy ball and slowly begin to visualize this Merkabah, which is 2 tetrahedrons. And if you move them in a certain way, you can eventually, if you were to look at it, know what your light body looks like. It looks like a galaxy. It looks like that sombrero galaxy in its proportions. And when we look at history, we hear about stories of aliens traveling here in Merkabahs. The Merkabah is an incredible spiritual vehicle that is composed of your own auric energies and field. It may be the secret link that we need to properly jump to the new earth. And I started experimenting with it. And I will have to say, this reminds me of when I learned how to use the plate. When I started using that technique from transurfing, I started having big changes in my reality. Now that I've added the Merkabah to that, it is a quantum jump even further in my abilities to manifest different realities. The word Merkabah means Mer, which is light. Ka means spirit, and Ba means body. It is the shape of a solid third-dimensional 6-pointed star, also known as a star tetrahedron. The top half of the star, a pyramid point, upwards, represents humankind rising up to God, while the lower part of the star, pyramid, points downward and represents God reaching down to humankind. The Jewish religion believes that the Merkabah represents a divine chariot. The Bible's Old Testament mentions in Ezekiel, there's these crazy visions of Ezekiel of a chariot, flying machines of 4 circles, flown by cherubim, driven by a likeness of man. Alchemists believe that this is describing a Merkabah or time machine. Others theorize that it is related to our DNA pattern. The central diamond shape of the Merkabah is said to represent the diamond symbol that God assigned to the people of Judah. The symbol also has been used by Hindu, Christian, and Islam. When the Merkabah is activated around a human body, it extends out 55 feet. Within the Merkabah, your psychic powers and spiritual contact is greatly increased. It can also be a protective barrier between yourself and any dangers. In modern spiritual philosophies, the Merkabah represents a type of personal flying saucer or spirit vehicle with the power to travel interdimensionally and increase your spiritual powers. This is why this symbol has been used by so many religions and cults throughout countless millennia. It can be constructed by thought, and with the highest spiritual intent, it can be used to time travel, astral travel, interdimensional travel, and link into the cosmic grid for manifestation and increased healing and psychic abilities. It's a game changer for me. It goes beyond just awakening your chakras. It appears to be linked to your chakras. In a special living field of psychic light, you can travel interdimensionally to the higher levels of awareness and connect to the Christ consciousness grid. On each level are unique psychic and spiritual powers accessible only there. For instance, on the pearlescent or third upper level, you can travel to and access the Akashic records where all known information is stored. If we are going to become a social memory complex, as discussed in The Law of One, in my interview with Jim McCarty, he likened it to the Akashic record to becoming conscious. We will have to access the Merkabah and then access this field, the pearlescent or third upper level. You can also use the Merkabah vehicle to manifest to you any object or situations that you desire, using the unique abilities and qualities of the cosmic grid. It is wise to use this carefully and without greed. Using the Merkabah vehicle, you can heal yourself and others of pain, illness, and suffering. It's very useful. It can be used for astral travel. It's an important part of our divine mission And if you're a starseed, it may link up to some advanced portion of yourself and awaken memories that you have locked within inside of you. It is very popular for people who believe that they are starseeds because they access memories of activating this Merkabah. The Egyptian mystery school studied all the varied aspects of the human experience, more than we could possibly speak of here. But the one aspect that was central to the entire Egyptian training in the mysteries was the Merkabah. Now, the Egyptian training may have come from Ra, because when you read that, remember, Ra traveled to Egypt in the Law of One. The Merkabah, the human light body, was everything. Without this knowledge and experience, the other worlds were impossible to reach from their understanding. Merkabah has the same meaning in several languages. In Zulu, it is pronounced just like in English. The spiritual leader of the Zulus, Credo Mutwa, says his people arrived here from space on a Merkabah. In Hebrew, it is the Merkabah, and it means both the throne of God and a chariot, a vehicle that carries the human body and spirit from one place to another. In Egyptian, the word Merkabah is actually three words. Mer is special kind of light, a counter-rotating field of light, calming spirit. At least here on Earth, it is the connotation of the human spirit, and Ba means the interpretation of the reality, which here means the human body. When you add these words together, my understanding of Merkabah is a counter-rotating field of light that will interact and translate the body and the spirit from one world into another. So it is really much more, it is the creation pattern itself through which all that exists has originated. You know this, it's nothing new to you. You just forgot for a moment in time. According to Drunvalo Melchizedek, you've used the Merkabah a zillion times as your lives have unfolded throughout the creation of space, time, and dimension. And you will remember again, just as you need it. Let it be known that you can recreate or activate your light body without this knowledge, according to Melchizedek. You can recreate it with love and faith alone, and for some people that is the only way, through a sort of intuition. Melchizedek says that the Merkabah is a male way of understanding how to change dimensions, which the female perspective is more intuitional and instinctual. The female pathway is more intact within Earth's biosphere, according to him. It is the male that now needs balance so desperately. So we will begin with the innermost points of energy, the chakras and the aura, and slowly move outward with this meditation. This is a lot of information to start a meditation off of, but I thought it would be important for you to understand. The missing half of understanding the Merkabah is the experience of it. That was it for me. I didn't understand until I experienced it, and it can only be experienced when you are immersed in love, as I have found. Even in his book, he talks about things like Egyptian sex magic and how this could be related. It amplifies the love and the energy in your body. Love is more than just necessary. Love is the very life of the Merkabah, according to Drunvalo. He says that the Merkabah is actually alive. It is nothing less than you, and you are alive. The Merkabah is not something separate from you. It is you. It is the energy lines that allow the life force, the prana, the chi to flow into you, and from you back to God. It is your very connection to God. It is that which links you and God together as one. According to Drunvalo, love is half of the light that is swirling around you. Knowledge is the other half. When love and knowledge become one, the Christ will be present always. He explains that all levels of consciousness in the universe are integrated by a single image in sacred geometry. It is the key to time, space, and dimension, as well as consciousness. Emotions and thoughts are based on sacred geometry. Each level of consciousness, there's an associated geometry that completely defines how that specific level of consciousness will interpret the one reality. Each level is a geometrical image or lens that spirit looks through to see the one reality, resulting in a completely unique experience. Even the spiritual hierarchy of the universe is geometrical in its structure, copying nature. First, there is the energy flow through the chakras and from the chakras. The meridians reach each cell in the body. Then there is the prana field close to the body, generated by the chakra meridian energy flow. Next, there is the auric field that extends out a few feet off the surface, generated by thoughts, feelings, emotions, and surrounded by an egg-shaped energy field, the same kind of egg-shaped energy field that is described by Vadim Zeland and is described by Carlos Castaneda. Our past, that we begin to see the geometric fields of light that make up the bulk of the human light body. The Merkabah is a potential of geometric fields of light and is created through consciousness. It does not happen automatically, except over a very long period of evolution. And at this moment in history, less than 0.1% of humanity has a living Merkabah. Perhaps with this meditation we can change that dramatically. Human being is surrounded by numerous geometric fields of energy that are electromagnetic in nature within this dimension. The Merkabah extends into all possible dimensions, and in each dimension uses the laws of that dimension to manifest. If you have been on Earth and did not recently come from somewhere else, if you're not a starseed, your Merkabah has been dormant for 13,000 years. So it has been a very long time since your body has sensed this experience. This breathing practice will reestablish the living Merkabah around your body. The practice functions much like a spinning wheel that has to be spun every so often to keep it spinning. In a Merkabah, however, eventually the repeated spinning begins to take on a life of its own. And at one point in the practice, the spinning will continue indefinitely, but it takes time. This state of the Merkabah is now being called a permanent Merkabah, which means a person is what is called a conscious breather. A conscious breather is someone who, with a permanent Merkabah, who is consciously aware of the Merkabah breath. To be clear, the daily practice of this meditation to construct a living Merkabah field around your body. But the practice will someday be stopped and replaced by conscious breathing. However, there are very definite problems that can occur if you stop doing the practice before it's permanent. Durnbala warns. Your ego may say to you, "Oh yes, I'm sure that my Merkabah is permanent," when in fact it is not. If you stop doing the practice too early, then your Merkabah will stop living after about 47 to 48 hours. So how can you tell if it is permanent? This is difficult for some people because when you are beginning, the energy of the Merkabah is very subtle. If you've been doing the Merkabah for more than 1 year and you find that you are aware of your Merkabah many times a day, then it is fairly certain that it is permanent. If you are in contact with your higher self and you are sure of it, then simply ask. However, one thing is also for certain. If you stop doing your practice and you find that you have not even thought of or remembered your Merkabah for several days, then you must begin again. Once you are a conscious breather, you will remember the Merkabah every day. That's the point where you end. There are 17 breaths to reach completion. The first 6 are for balancing of the polarities within your 8 electrical circuits, and for the cleansing of these circuits. The next 7 are quite different, or to establish a proper pranic flow through your chakra system and to recreate what is called spherical breathing within your body. The 14th breath is unique. It changes the balance of pranic energy in your body from third dimension to fourth dimension awareness. The last 3 breaths recreate the counter-rotating fields of the living Merkabah within and around your body. The 18th breath is what I believe is required for the quantum jump. Melchizedek says that your higher self will give you the exact breath. I will leave a portion in this meditation for you to ask your higher self for the breath. The biggest thing to understand about quantum jumping, which is the idea of jumping into another parallel reality that you create in your mind. I believe by creating this field that allows you to jump into these realities. That's why it's important. But the key to quantum jumping is that your higher self has control of you. So if you are trying something and it doesn't seem to be working, that means your higher self is blocking you from it. So there is part of this process is a communication and understanding of the higher self. So we try to let the ego be purified with the higher self. So we can mark it here. The rest of this will be the Merkabah activation, and you can start here the next time that you try this. But I thought it was important to go over this information so you understood what we're about to do. When Melchizedek, Melchizedek, did these seminars, they would go on for days before he did this meditation. It is an advanced meditation. So we're also adding an additional advanced technique of the plead. Now the plead is the energy cord that's attached to the back of your head, and you can use this to load up realities in your universe that you're in now. I recommend doing the recapitulation meditation before this, or a version of it, to let go of stuff from your past when you do a quantum jump, because you'll end up being stuck somewhere close to your current reality. In your mind, I want you to visualize thousands of threads that are connected to different portions of your memory that create your overall reality. Your reality is your memory of what you are. Going back to school, going back to early memories, all of that locks you in. And there is something called an assemblage point behind you, located oftentimes lower your middle of your back. When the plead or energy cord is activated, as Neville Goddard says, God is lodged in the back of our head, then that is the one that powers us into a brand new entire reality. So by creating the Merkabah beforehand, when we do a jump, we're doing one jump. So I will leave a little period of time before the jump, while we're in the Merkabah, to visualize and manifest the reality that you want. In that time, it's important that you build up the feelings, because the feelings are easier to identify. The heart is what powers this change in this quantum jump. So find a place to sit down and just begin to relax. I suggest that you do this sitting down. Use a pillow to support your spine. If you're sitting on the floor, if you're in a chair, put your feet flat on the floor and keep your back straight. If you are standing, find your center of gravity and slightly sway or move as your body wishes. For this meditation, a very dark place is best. The darker, the better. In fact, in the beginning, you could wear a mask. Even a candle could interfere with this meditation. Once you've done it several times, it's not as important. You can wear a mindful mask to create this darkness. So now I want you to close your eyes and begin to breathe rhythmically so that the length of time that you're breathing in is the same as you're breathing out. Breathe gently, comfortably. Follow your breathing pattern and let go of your thoughts of your world. Just forget your world and worries for a while. Follow your breathing for a few minutes. There is no hurry. Where you are about to go, there is no time. Right now, I want you to visualize the building that you're in, surrounded by beautiful, golden, white light of the divine source, entering in through the doors and windows, filling this building in its entirety, dispelling all negativity and totally protecting you. Ask your spiritual guardian only to let those through of the highest vibration and intent. State that you will always use your spiritual psychic gifts for the highest good. Now imagine yourself inside a protective egg shape of golden white light. Let your attention shift to a place on earth that you feel is the most beautiful place in the world. It could be anywhere, a mountain scene with trees, lakes and rivers, or an arid, sandy desert with almost no light. Whatever you perceive as beautiful, see as much detail as you can. For example, if your place is a mountain scene, see the mountains and the white billowing clouds. See and sense the forest and the trees moving with the wind. See the animals, the deer and elk, little rabbits and squirrels. Look down and see the clear water of the rivers. Begin to feel love for this place and for all of nature. Continue to grow into this space of love with nature until your heart is beating with the warmth of your love. When the time feels right, send your love to the center of the earth, using your intention so that Mother Earth can directly feel the love you have for her. You can place your love into a small sphere to contain it and send it to the mother if you wish. But your intention is what is so important. Then wait. As a child, wait until the Mother Earth sends her love back to you and you can feel it. Right now. You are her child. I know she loves you. As your mother's love enters your body, open completely, allowing this love to move anywhere throughout your body. Let it enter all of your cells. Let it move throughout your light body. Let it move wherever it wishes to move. Feel this beautiful love your mother has surrounded you with, and remain in this union with Mother Earth until it feels complete. At the right moment, which only you can know, without breaking the love union with your mother, look to your Father, to your Heavenly Father. Look to the rest of creation beyond the earth. Place your attention on the night sky. See the Milky Way as it meanders across the heavens. Watch the planets and the moon swirl around you and the earth. Feel the sun hidden beneath the earth. Realize the incredible depth of space. Feel the love you have for the Father, for the Divine Father is the spirit of all creation, except the Divine Mother. And when this love becomes so great that it just can't stay inside of you any longer, let it move into the heavens with your attention. Again, you can send your love into the heavens inside a small sphere, if you wish.